For today's cup of coffee, we have something that is actually timely.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh.
And we are recording this when this will be presented. It will be
The day of the Friday the 13th.
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And I had sort of wanted to do this for a while anyhow. And I've learned stuff. I always learn stuff when I research these things.
I like the Friday the 13th movies.
Well, yeah, some of them.
I don't know. Jason X was like,
I think that
Freddy
franchise,
versus Jason was,
I think that franchise has outlived its, purpose.
The same for Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, there's other stories that need to be written and told and all that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them. It's like, I don't know if it's just people do not have imagination anymore, or if it's just that people are going for the quick dollar.
That's what it is. People. That's those two. They don't have imagination anymore, and they're going for money.
Because some of these endless revamps, no.
Yeah.
No. And they're bound to have lost money on a lot of these.
Oh, yeah.
So why do they keep doing it?
I don't know.
Beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this comes from History.com and was written supposedly by the History.com editors. Originally October the 10th of 2017 and then updated on August the 10th of 2021. And the link will be in the description box. And many people hold fast to the belief that Friday the 13th brings bad luck. And though it's uncertain exactly when this particular tradition began,
Still sick.
He's still sick. Negative superstitions have swirled around the number 13 for centuries. While Western cultures have historically associated the number 12 with completeness, its successor 13 has a long history as a sign of bad luck.
That's like with the elevators and such like that.
Yeah.
Like if the floor has 13 floors or more, they usually completely skip the 13th floor, or just completely rename it a different one.
But it's still the 13th floor.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they call it, it's the 13th floor.
Exactly.
And it says the ancient code of Hammurabi reportedly omitted a 13th law from its list of legal rules. And though this was probably a clerical error, superstitious people sometimes point to this as proof of 13th's long-standing negative associations.
I don't know about that. They were probably just lazy.
It's confirmation bias.
Yeah.
And it says fear of the number 13 has even earned a psychological term, which I'm going to try, triskaidekaphobia.
You did good.
Yay!
Claps from the peanut gallery.
What I will do also is include a link to a wonderful YouTube channel which tells you how to pronounce things. And this one's actually good. There are some that are not so good.
Yeah.
So it says, according to biblical tradition, 13 guests attended the Last Supper held on Maundy Thursday, including Jesus and his 12 apostles, one of which was Judas, who betrayed him. And then the next day, of course, was Good Friday, the day of Christ's crucifixion. And it says the seating arrangement at the Last Supper is believed to have given rise to a long-standing Christian superstition that having 13 guests at a table was a bad omen, specifically that it was courting death. Now let's look at this. There were 12 apostles and then Christ. So there had been 13 of them going about for years.
Right.
So then you had the one, which meant you had 11 apostles for a long time. So anyhow, I've always thought that was just a very strange thing. And
13 kittens.
Yeah. Though Friday's negative associations are weaker, some have suggested that they also have roots in Christian tradition. Just as Christ was crucified on a Friday, Friday is also said to be the day that Eve gave Adam the fateful apple, which it wasn't an apple.
No.
From the tree of knowledge.
How do they know that it was Friday?
That's one of those that you would have to go back and you have a lot of Hebraic tradition as far as what day these things happened. I mean, there is a long-standing study of these things, for real.
Right.
But anyhow, it says also supposedly it's the day that Cain killed his brother Abel.
The fuck?
Yeah. Now, some of that comes from oral tradition.
Right.
So we know how that, if anybody has ever played the telephone game, we know how that can get screwed up real fast.
Oh, yeah. Everybody sits in a circle and it just whispers something in someone's ear, and then it gets completely misconstrued.
Absolutely. But now, with a lot of the oral traditions that were passed down, they would pick a kid that had an exceptional talent for doing these things, and that they would repeat the stories exactly, and they practiced. They didn't just pick kid out of the pile one day and say, you're going to be the new storyteller. No, they trained these kids to do that. I think that the Native Americans still do that, and I'm sure there are other cultures that still pass down the traditions, but it's becoming less.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because a lot of these traditions and customs are going to be lost.
Oh, yeah.
So that, I don't know, that always makes me sad. It says, in the late 19th century, a New Yorker named Captain William Fowler, sought to remove the enduring stigma surrounding the number 13, and particularly the unwritten rule about not having 13 guests at a dinner table. And he founded an exclusive society called the 13 Club. Yeah.
Oof.
And the group dined regularly on the 13th day of the month in room 13 of the Knickerbocker Cottage, a popular watering hole Fowler owned from 1863 to 1883. Before sitting down for a 13-course dinner, members would pass beneath a ladder and a banner reading, and I'm going to try to do this with the Latin without totally screwing it up.
Oh, God.
More Ture ta salu tamus. More Ture ta salamus. Which means those of us... No, I don't think he took Latin. I actually took a semester of Latin. This is why I got out of the Latin. Those of us who are about to die salute you.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It says 4 former U.S. presidents, which was Chester A. Arthur, Grover Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison, and Theodore Roosevelt, would join the 13 Club's ranks at one time or another.
Party.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then in pop culture, an important milestone in the history of Friday the 13th legend, in particular, not just the number 13, occurred in 1907 with the publication of the novel Friday the 13th, written by Thomas William Lawson.
Loves it.
The book told the story of a New York City stockbroker who plays on superstitions about the date to create chaos on Wall Street and make a killing in the market.
Wow.
So, yeah, why not? The horror movie Friday the 13th was released in 1980 and introduced the world to a hockey mask-wearing killer named Jason, and is perhaps the best-known example of the famous superstition in pop culture history. The movie spawned multiple sequels, as well as comic books, novellas, video games, related merchandise, and countless terrifying Halloween costumes.
I don't think they're terrifying, but, that's just me.
Well, I mean, if it's nighttime and you see something like that, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, it's my time finally. Damn, it's about damn time.
I knew a girl once that she literally was totally terrified by that.
Really?
Absolutely. I mean, phobic.
Oh, shit.
Terrified. And it was, I mean, to see her melt down, because when somebody has that type of phobia, of course others want to torture them. And even if you started talking about the movie or anything like that, she would start crying. I mean, it was that bad.
Avoid that subject altogether with her.
Yeah, and it was really quite sad on that.
Was it like sort of like my phobia of Chucky when I was little? Like, because I was like petrified of him, but I also loved him.
Right. No, hers was just no. No, it was not a love-hate relationship with that character. It was pure terror. And so it says, what bad things did happen on Friday the 13th? And on Friday, October 13th of 1307, officers of King Philip IV of France arrested hundreds of the Knights Templar, a powerful religious and military order formed in the 12th century for the defense of the Holy Land. Imprisoned on charges of various illegal behaviors, because really the king wanted access to their financial resources.
Of course he did.
Many Templars were later executed. Some cite the link with the Templars as the origin of the Friday the 13th superstition, but like many legends involving the Templars and their history, the truth remains murky. Now, see, that was what I thought, that was the origin of the Friday the 13th thing.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know the origin of it, so that's interesting that could possibly, be the origin of it.
Yeah, that it factors in there. And it says in more recent times, a number of traumatic events have occurred on Friday the 13th, including the German bombing of Buckingham Palace, which was in September of 1940, the murder of Kitty Genovese in Queens, New York, which was March 1964, a cyclone that killed more than 300,000 people in Bangladesh, that was November 1970, the disappearance of Chilean Air Force plane in the Andes in October of 1972. I wonder if that was the one that was carrying the soccer team.
I don't know.
I should have looked that up.
Yeah.
The death of rapper Tupac Shakur on September of 1996, and the crash of a Costa Concordia cruise ship off the coast of Italy, which killed 30 people January 2012.
Oof.
So, as those are pretty heinous things.
Yeah.
But how many other heinous things have happened on other days?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And personally, Friday the 13th has never been a thing for me.
Yeah, me neither.
But
I was just like, who's Spooky Day?
There was a movie that was a satire on that, and it was called Saturday the 14th. And I honestly have had some weird stuff happen to me on Saturday the 14th before.
Ooh.
So, but superstitions are interesting.
Maybe that's what it is.
What?
Maybe they're like saying like, oh, Friday the 13th, when it's actually Saturday the 14th. That fucks shit up.
It could be. It could be, especially as far as some of these things with the coming eclipse and all that. That's, yeah.
When that eclipse happens, I'm staying in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't gonna pry my ass out of the bed.
No. And as far as, and I actually was a day off because I thought it was Saturday into Sunday, but it'll be Sunday into Monday because it's supposed to be the 15th into the 16th as far as the eclipse.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, blood moon going across the eastern half of America.
Oh, hell no.
The Americas. All of
Eastern
South
half
America.
That's what we got.
Yeah. Yeah.
We on the East Coast.
We
man.
are. And so the trajectory of those eclipses, it has significance.
I ain't getting out of the house. Y'all, no, you'll have to pry me out with a crowbar.
Absolutely.
Get a stretcher.
That's why we're going shopping tomorrow, so we don't have to go out again for days.
Yeah.
That's my excuse.
Wish me luck on finding the Monster High remakes.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. I thought that's pretty cool that the Monster High remakes are supposed to come out on Friday the 13th.
I literally just want Draculaura and Laguna Blue. Maybe even Claudine.
Okay. For those who are collectors of such things.
Doll collectors, or y'all who have children who liked the Monster High before they were discontinued because Mattel is asshole.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of companies that try to do the kinder, gentler, let's not prepare kids for life kind of thing.
But yeah, I thought that was actually very smart marketing.
Yeah, it was really good. But now, as far as some of the other superstitions, they mentioned walking under a ladder. That's just common sense because
that thing could fall at any moment. You could drop something on your head.
Exactly. Especially if somebody's standing up there. Don't
walk under a fucking piano. Anything that's lifted in the air.
Right.
Do not walk under it.
Right. So it's just a little bit of common sense. That's some OSHA sense for you.
I mean, you can like if it's a surfboard.
Suspended.
Ceiling. Heck yeah, you can get hit by those all day. Those are fucking styrofoam.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. But as far as a hammer, no, don't walk under.
Bonk.
Yeah. And as far as is it memento mori?
Mm-hmm.
Every day counts. Mm-hmm. Every day counts. It's not a matter of inviting death. It's understanding the reality of it.
Yeah. What was the thing, like the urban legend, if you dropped a penny from from like the tallest building, it would like fall at such a speed that it could like fracture someone's skull or something?
Well, no, I don't know that that's necessarily a myth. There is a physics thing from,
It'd be like a bullet going through them, in a way.
Well, there are things as far as momentum and stuff. You would ask me a physics question here at the end.
You're
I was
physics
totally
person.
unprepared for that.
You're the physics person.
No. That's one of those. That's an internet search on. Okay, is this accurate or is this not?
We'll watch an episode of Mythbusters.
Yeah, we need to do that. That or the people that used to be foolish enough to put a bullet on a train track.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's stupid. Don't do that.
Have you seen the newest trend that's going on?
Oh God, no. What is it?
Trying to drink a whole bottle of or a whole can of Sprite without burping.
That's not smart either.
They're gonna blow out their stomachs.
Well, I mean,
I bet you anything. Someone's going to blow out their stomach.
Because that's one of those things with the fizzy, it needs to escape. And I don't know that it would... that couldn't be good for somebody.
No, but when it comes out, it's like a demon.
I'd say so.
It's hilarious.
Well, that's like I've heard medical professionals before as far as suppressing sneezes... to not do that can actually damage you.
That can pop a blood vessel.
Yeah, well.
Among other things.
Yeah. So you had heard that
Let your sneezes out.
Absolutely. One of the reasons as far as yawning and...
oh, God, you had to mention that.
As far as why people cover their mouths with their hands was so that demons didn't enter in or that your soul didn't exit. I heard that somewhere in some of my wanderings.
This ain't a fucking anime when someone gets bonked or they're like twacked out and like mouth agape and you just see this little ghost.
Right.
This little ghost escaping
So interesting
slowly.
things. And I know that some of the Arabic traditions, and I always thought it was a matter of covering their faces to prevent the sand and stuff. Getting in their mouths and noses and stuff.
Other than
but
modesty.
There is some legend, when I'm not talking about the females, there is some legend that it is to prevent the jinn from entering into them.
Huh.
Isn't that cool?
Now, they have some violent spirits, too.
Oh, yeah. They've got some really interesting legends, which are,
Them in Asia, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with those spirits.
Yeah, and like I said, one of the reasons I don't cover those as much, I can't pronounce it.
I don't know if in Japan Friday the 13th is so much a thing there either, but they have, it's some sort of, I think it's 4 or 5. They don't like one of those numbers at all.
We'll have to look into that.
Like, it represents death or something for them, and it's like, ooh, no.
Now, you've got in numerology...
It may not even be one of those numbers. It may be something else, but...
In numerology, the 13, because it's not a master number, you just add them together, and it's a 4.
Yeah.
So that's something. Now, the 11s and 22s, you don't add those together. They are as they are. Mm. So, anyhow.
Have y'all been seeing 11s and 22s?
Mine started in 2013.
I know when yours started.
Actually, mine started. Actually, more. It started. I became aware of it. It actually started in 2011.
I started to see the shit too, and I'm like, you caused this.
I didn't cause it. And there's a lot of people, whatever it means, there's a lot of people that are having the 11 and 22 phenomenon.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But as far as the 13 thing, nah, it's all good.
He's fine.
So, drink an extra cup of coffee. It'll ward off the negative spirits.
Yes.
That's why I'm at that, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell myself that. So if you've had experiences with the paranormal and supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you know anything about the Friday the 13th legend, if you've got local, regional, or family myths, legends, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And the email address is there in the description box, so you don't have to try to remember all of it.
What is y'all's experience with Friday the 13th? Have you had weird experiences with it?
Yeah, maybe you have had something tragic, hopefully not too tragic, happen on it, just something odd or whatever.
Yeah.
And to sit there and go, was it really the day, or were you just expecting something weird to happen?
Right.
So, know that you're loved.
Mm-hmm. You are very loved.
Yeah, and if you have prayer requests or whatever, you can email those to us as well. We do that.
Yes. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good... Don't die.
We'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.